Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I know that for years and years on end, the price of XRP has been torturing people. Lots of sideways and downward price action. Obviously, we had to endure the nonsense attack from the SEC, although, of course, we came out roses on the other side of that attack. XRP having legal clarity, relisted on all the exchanges in the United States. So the battle was well fought and ultimately in the end worth it. But that said, I understand that it's been torturous for so many people going through this damn thing. But I've had an opinion for almost 7 years now. Ever since I jumped into crypto, which is quite simply, in a nutshell, I want to expand upon this in this video, but it's simply that by the time it's all said and done, all of this, all we've gone through, all of the price volatility itself, the up and down, none of it will matter. And it won't matter because we're either we're right or we're wrong. And if this thing does blast north to the upside, hits a new all-time high, and XRP enters price discovery, in the end, everything that in terms of volatility, everything XRP did functionally won't matter. And I've spoken along those times, I don't even know how many times on my channel, and I firmly believe it. And so I want to highlight something because there's somebody who I rather admire, who's pretty well known in the crypto space, who said some things that are very similar to that. And I thought, yes. And so to me, it's kind of to a degree to, I don't know if vindication's quite the right word because it's just, a similar opinion to mine. But to me, it's meaningful. This isn't some sort of fly-by-night individual here saying what he's saying. And he specifically cited XRP. So look at this headline from the Crypto Basic. XRP price fluctuations are irrelevant as Google's early volatility, crypto executive says. But before going any further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so they're covering perspective from somebody I'm sure many of you are familiar with, Brian Brooks. Now, Brian Brooks, he's done a lot of things in the crypto space, as cited in this article. He's the former Bitfury CEO. He was briefly the CEO for Binance US, among other things. And you listen to this guy talk for 5 seconds, you're like, this is a high IQ individual. This is a very smart man. He is, and he's very insightful as well. So definitely a big fan over here. And he was speaking publicly, and actually what this article is covering is perspective from back in 2022. He's speaking publicly. And I don't know if I ever saw this. If I did, I have completely forgotten. I don't think I ever saw this. But if I feel like if I had seen it, it probably would have stood out in my mind here. But my God, he's right. The degree to which none of this matters ultimately, because we're either right or we're wrong, it's like, it couldn't be more obvious. And the fact that XRP, like when it goes down, and it has gone down, whether it's because of the SEC nonsense or we enter a crypto bear market, none of that matters. None of that is an indication that there's something fundamentally wrong with XRP. And if you just simply look at the metrics that matter, in terms of long-term viability, you have much more confidence. Because you can look at the increase in wallets, for example. In 2017, when I jumped into crypto, there were less than 700,000 XRP accounts. There are now over 5.2 million, and it's been trending up the whole time that I've been in crypto. That's amazing. More developers, more stuff built, more use cases. If that is what matters, if you do I have the right investment? Well, I can't speak for you. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't own XRP or anything. I'm just speaking broadly in terms of what I think. Does it make sense to have XRP? I say yes, emphatically. Because these are things that prove it in terms of long-term viability. And yeah, something could shift, in which case we'd have to talk about that. But if this direction persists, yeah, and all the price action in between doesn't matter. And so check this out. Former Bitfury CEO Brian Brooks believes the price fluctuations of crypto assets like XRP are as insignificant as the early volatility of Google stocks. And folks, think about this, because Google was founded in 1998. So it went through the dot-com boom and bust. So way, way, way up, and then way, 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 way down. When it went down, did that mean that the company Google was over it? We tried it, bad company, no. That is not how this works. Because stocks move in tandem, and so do crypto assets. And there will always be a certain amount of that. Now, I do believe that as this asset class matures, you're going to see certain cryptos an increase in cryptos that actually do stuff. You're going to see them pull away and be treated differently. And there are to some degree now. I mean, there's a reason that XRP is a large cap coin, and it's always been in the top 10 coins by market cap. So I'm not saying there's none of that, but you're going to see that increase as it becomes more and more obvious that certain coins, like XRP, for example, deserve to be here. All right. And so that's why I'm saying when XRP price goes down in a bear market, that doesn't mean there's something wrong with it. Quite the contrary. And the fact that it's taken 6.5 years to this point, and we still haven't seen a new all-time high, well, you know, there's only an opportunity for that every 4 years, roughly, during the euphoria of bull markets. We missed the last one because of the SEC nonsense. The other one's yet to come. It looks like we're on the cusp of it, and that's fantastic. Today's been exciting in crypto, but we're waiting for that. So we missed one, not our fault. Blame the SEC, and now we're in this one. And so that's why I keep saying all the stuff that happened before it in terms of price action not going to matter. And so anyway, Peace continues. Brooks shared this perspective in a discussion at the Aspen Institute, clarifying the core purpose of cryptocurrencies. According to him, the focus on short-term price movements detracts from the broader mission of cryptocurrencies. Brooks stressed that the real value of crypto, like XRP, lies in its potential to replace centralized financial systems with decentralized networks that prioritize user control over bank CEO control. During the discussion, he highlighted that most people misunderstood cryptocurrencies, believing their success hinges on their ability to replace fiat currencies like the US dollar. However, he argued that this is a narrow perspective. Yeah, and I'll pause a note here. That's obviously true. There are some people that actually spend XRP instead of using whatever fiat currency is widely adopted in their geographic region. There are some people. That's not most people. It's a very tiny percentage of people in the community. And I say if they want to do it, go for it. Now, in the United States, I'm not going to do that for a number of reasons, not the least of which would be the ridiculous tax implications. That needs to change, but it is what it is. And then on top of that, I want to hold my XRP, obviously. but yeah, most cryptocurrencies, they're not actually trying to be something that you'd actually spend. But you can, in a way, like own a piece of the network, which is cool as hell. And so here's his quote. The biggest misunderstanding of this whole discussion is the belief that if crypto is not doing a great job of replacing the US dollar, then it's failing in its mission, end quote. Instead, he drew a compelling analogy between the early volatility of Google stocks and the price movements of digital assets like XRP. Brooks pointed out that cryptocurrencies are more akin to internet stocks, investments in the future of digital and decentralized networks. Just as one would invest in Google based on the anticipation of increased internet traffic, investing in cryptocurrencies reflects a bet on the growing adoption of decentralized financial system. And he said, so here's another quote from him. So for me, prices are not that relevant. No more than Google's volatility was. In the early days of Google, that was super volatile, end quote. Yeah. And so it might have been scary for the people invested at the time, but it was not purely an indication of the degree to which Google was likely or unlikely to succeed. It wasn't a measure of that. It was a measure of the market as a whole. It was more so that. It honestly was. Obviously, because well, Google's here right now. That is indeed the case. And he also said something in this video clip, and this is the one right here in case anybody wants to check it out. This was actually posted six months ago, but it was from 2022, and that's Brian Brooks right there, by the way. And another thing that he said, it was something along the lines of, you know, if you think that, you know, the spread of the internet makes sense, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but if you think that makes sense, then, you know, back then you would have invested in Google. And if you thought that we were going to go the other direction and go back to more so using the post office, then you would short Google. And I'm thinking, yes, that's correct. And everything that happened in between, that thesis being proven right or incorrect, didn't matter big picture. The people that just held through, they made it. That is unquestionably true. And so, you know, that's why, again, what he said here, and this is why it stood out to me and why I wanted to take time to talk about it in the video, it's so similar to what I've been saying for years and years and years on end. Because here's the bottom line. Let me really reduce this down for you, okay? Either we're wrong and XRP goes to zero, or we're right and it's worth a fortune in the future. You know, to me, it's binary. It's not like XRP is going to move sideways around 60 cents or so for eternity. That is not going to happen. Either we're wrong and it goes to zero, possible, or we're right and it's going to be worth way more in the future. And that's what I think personally is more probable, but nobody knows for sure. But I've never felt such strong conviction just looking at the real world adoption, right? But that right there, that is why all of the price swings in between, and yes, year after year after year after year, for the last 6.5 years even, that is why all of the price swings since 2018, after the all-time high was hit, none of them ultimately matter. Because none of them are an indication of whether or not the thesis is correct, that XRP makes sense for the long term. None of them. Because the market moves in tandem. There's the SEC attack, obviously. We need to see one of two things happen. XRP goes to zero or hits a new all-time high. And so, no matter how extreme and volatile an asset is, in this case, obviously XRP, it doesn't matter in the end. Everything that we've gone through in the end, it's not going to matter. Either we're right or we're wrong. And I firmly believe that we are correct. And then they also wrote here, essentially, the industry pundit believes the price fluctuations in crypto markets are secondary to their fundamental purpose, and that the volatility of cryptocurrencies like XRP has little bearing on their overall significance. That one gets a freaking golf clap. Golf clap right there. 100%, folks. So you look at this and you see the market screaming at you, XRP makes sense. Because if that weren't true, XRP would not still be in the top 10 coins by market cap, especially not after an SEC attack, which is one of the things that would most easily destroy just about any cryptocurrency. We survived that while staying in the top 10 coins by market cap, while expanding adoption, use cases, developer activity, so on and so forth. That's astonishing. And so now here we are. We're at this point where there's a really good chance XRP is finally, as long as we see true expansion in the market, because the market does move in tandem, we could finally see XRP hit a new all-time high in enterprise discovery. And that would happen because the market moves in tandem. So that's the reason that would happen, in which case, great. The reason that it will have the potential to go through other boom and bust cycles in a positive fashion will be if we keep seeing that the market values it based on real world things that matter. Like actual utility, actual adoption. So it's two different things there. Yes, those things matter, but they're not what causes the mass euphoria and injection of money into it. It's just like if you have that foundation, then when you're in the seasons of euphoria, then money can flow into it. If it's complete and utter garbage, then no, you're not so likely to see that. But it is that one. It is in the top 10. It really is. As far as I'm concerned, it's just an incredible opportunity. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Just some thoughts on this because it's been an exciting day, and I have a strong suspicion that we're on the cusp of something truly great. I really believe that. I genuinely, to my core, believe that. And it's taken a long time. It's been a long ride, and I'm going to see this damn thing through. And I'll ride this bitch to zero if necessary if I'm actually wrong, but I don't believe I am. I really believe that XRP makes sense. I think there's no shortage of proof. And when more money flows into the market, it's a rising tide that lifts all boats, including XRP. And it's still here because of the utility. Because there are people like you and me that get that. And then all the rest of the people, the useful idiots out there that have not a clue what the hell XRP is good for. They haven't researched, they don't know anything. When the green candle comes, it's like, take my money. They will throw their money in, causing the green candle to surge higher. That's what we keep seeing from coin to coin to coin. It's not unique to XRP. That's just how it was treated like that in the past. I believe it's going to happen again. And the reason there's that opportunity is because that utility has persisted. Like people like me and you, because I know if you're listening, you've got to be caring about utility, right? If people like you and me didn't think it made sense, we would have exited. We would have exited stage left, right? And then the amount of money that would have flowed in would be way reduced during a euphoric cycle. It wouldn't be so easily on the radar because there wouldn't be people like you and I. But because you and I are here and we're in the minority, we're here first and we get it, more of the useful idiots during the exciting times are going to be there and notice it and throw more money in. That's why I say everything that's happened the last 6.5 years ultimately won't matter. Either we're right or wrong, and I think we're right. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.